Sunday, lazing about in the garden, we get invaded by a whole crowd of people.
Well, don't blame me.
That dreadful man Crone and his falling son, and her.
Well, they're not my friends, Maxim.
Well, they're certainly not mine. What did you talk to her about?
What?
What did you talk to her about?
Oh, nothing much, this and that, you know. She asked about the ball.
What ball?
Well, the Manderley ball. Are we going to revive the Manderley fancy dress ball, she said. Are we?
Oh, Lady Crone is a nuisance. She doesn't realize how much work it involves.
Well, it's not just Lady Crone. Mrs. Tucker was asking about it too, and the bishop's wife.
Really?
Well, they said how lovely it was, how much everyone enjoyed it. Well, Frank Crawley said it was one of the events of the year.
I didn't know that you were keen on such things.
Oh, people seem to expect it, Maxim.
Expect what?
Some sort of a party, some sort of
celebration for the bride?
Well, yes, I suppose so. Well, I get so embarrassed, you see, but when people ask, I don't know what to say.
What will you go as? Alice in Wonderland? You look like it now with your finger in your mouth.
Oh, Maxim, don't be so rude.
What's rude about that?
Well, I do so wish you wouldn't treat me like a silly little girl.
How do you want to be treated?
Well, like other men treat their wives.
Knock you about, you mean?
Oh, don't be absurd. Why must you make a joke of everything I say?
I'm not joking. I'm very serious. All right, if you want a party, you shall have a party. I'll talk to Frank Crawley about it.
I can help with the arrangements. I'd like to.
Well, there's nothing much to do. The old guest list is in the office. Oh, you could lick the stamps.
What will you wear?
I never dress up. It's the rule of the house. The host doesn't wear fancy dress.
Oh, that's not fair.
The rule of the house.
Well, in that case, I shall keep my costume a secret. I shan't tell you anything about it. And it won't be Alice in Wonderland.
About the ball. Was it your idea or Maxim's?
Well, both, really, I suppose.
Well, I think it's splendid. Just what we all need. Something to look forward to. Giles is coming as an Arab sheik. You mustn't say anything. It's supposed to be a surprise. Giles is so excited. He loves dressing up. We always have charades at Christmas. You mustn't be frightened of Gran. She's nearly blind, bless her heart. And she's deaf, and she's not very bright these days, either. Well, at her age, what can you expect?
Well, how old is she?
86, I think. Yes, that's right. 87 in October.
I remember Maxim talking about her when we first met.
About Gran?
Oh, about you both, actually. We were sitting in the hotel in Monte Carlo. He started talking about his family. I'm all alone in the world, he said. Apart from my sister and an ancient grandmother.
Rather alike, funnily enough, Maxim and Gran. If you can imagine Maxim deaf and old and dotty. Out of the way, you fool! Telephoned to the nurse that we were coming, so let's hope everything's all right. It is a pity Maxim couldn't come. Still, never mind. Good afternoon, Hilary.
Good afternoon, madam. Good afternoon, madam.
Here we are, Gran. Arrived safe and sound.
Dear Bee, how sweet of you to come and see me. We're so dull here. Nothing for you to do.
I brought Maxim's wife to see you. She wanted to come before, but she and Maxim have been very busy.
Kiss her.
How has she been?
Rather mixed, madam. She has one good day and then a bad. You know how it is.
You nice thing. How sweet of you to come. I'm very pleased to meet you. You ought to have brought Maxim with you.
I'm afraid he's busy today.
You must bring him the next time. Sit down, my dear, here, near me, so I can see you. Bee, come the other side.
How are you enjoying Manderley, Mrs. De Winter?
Oh, very much, thank you.
It's a beautiful spot, isn't it?
Mrs. De Winter's very keen on art. I tell her there are heaps of spots in Manderley that would make very jolly pictures.
Rather. What a nice hobby. I had a friend who was a wonder with her pencil. We went to Provence together one Easter, and she did such pretty sketches.
How nice.
We're talking about sketching, Gran. You didn't know we had an artist in the family, did you?
Who's an artist? I don't know anyone.
Ask your new granddaughter.
What's Bee talking about? I didn't know you were an artist. We've never had an artist in the family.
Oh, Beatrice was joking.
She says I was joking.
I'm not really an artist. I like sketching as a hobby.
Ah, a hobby? Yes, I see.
You spent your honeymoon in Italy, didn't you? We were so pleased with the picture postcard Mr. De Winter sent.
Oh, did he send one? I don't remember.
Oh, yes, it was quite an excitement. We love anything like that.
What time is it, Bee?
Almost 4:30.
Half-past. Oh, dear, oh, dear. Why doesn't Nora bring in the tea?
What? Hungry again after our big lunch? We keep a scrapbook, you know, and we paste anything to do with the family inside it. Anything pleasant, that is, like your postcard.
How nice.
Why doesn't Nora bring in the tea?
It's only just turned past.
I wouldn't have your job for 1,000 a day.
Oh, I'm used to it, Mrs. Lacey. We've got a treat, you know, today. Watercress sandwiches.
Is it watercress day?
Yes, watercress today. She loves watercress.
Why doesn't Nora bring in the tea?
She will in a minute, Gran.
Did you have fine weather in Italy?
Oh, yes, it was very warm.
They had lovely weather in Italy, she says, for their honeymoon. Maxim got quite sunburned.
Why isn't Maxim here today? Is he still in Italy?
We told you, darling, he's busy. He's at home.
When did he go to Italy?
On his honeymoon, Gran, in April. We wrote and told you all about it. He's at home now at Manderley.
Are you staying at Manderley too?
Oh, Gran, darling, you know perfectly well she lives there now. She and Maxim are married.
I don't understand.
I think
Who
we better go.
are you, my dear? I've never seen you before. I don't know your face. Bee, who is this child?
Come along, dear.
Why didn't Maxim bring Rebecca? I'm so fond of Rebecca.
Her mind wanders.
Where
to see
is
she doesn't
dear
know what she's
Rebecca?
saying.
Come along, dear. I want Rebecca. What have you done with Rebecca? Where is Rebecca? Where is Rebecca? Where is Rebecca? Where is Rebecca?
Come in.
I hope I'm not disturbing you, madam.
What is it, Mrs. Danvers?
Robert found these drawings on the library floor. I wondered whether you meant to throw them away.
Yes, that's right. They're only rough sketches. I don't want them.
Very good, madam. May I ask, are they costume sketches for the ball?
Yes, that's right.
So you've not yet decided what you will wear?
Not yet, Mrs. Danvers, no.
Hasn't Mr. De Winter suggested a costume for you?
No, I want to surprise him.
I wonder you don't copy one of the pictures in the gallery.
Yes, I might think about that.
All the pictures in the gallery would make good costumes, especially the one of Miss Caroline de Winter, the young lady in white. I wonder Mr. de Winter doesn't make it a period ball, with everyone dressed more or less the same to be in keeping. I never think it looks right to see a clown dancing with a lady in powder and patches.
Well, some people enjoy the variety. Well, they think it makes it all the more amusing.
Well, I don't like it myself. Had you thought who would make the dress?
No, I hadn't. Well, do you know of anyone?
No one down here can do that sort of thing well. But Voci and Bond Street have a good reputation.
Well, thank you, Mrs. Danvers. I'll remember that.
Thank you, madam.
Poor old Beatrice always looks wrong on these occasions. Last time she came as Madame de Pompadour, and she tripped on her way into dinner, and her wig flew off. Damned thing, she said. She clutched it to her the rest of the evening. Lady Crone thought that she'd brought her Persian cat. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Madam.
Oh, this is Mrs. de Winter speaking. I wanted to make sure that you understood all my instructions about the dress. Oh, you did? Good. And the wig? Oh, good. Thank you very much. And do remember that I want it on Wednesday the 12th, without fail.
Mr. Crawley, madam.
Oh, yes, show him in.
Oh, I hope I'm not too early.
No, I've just finished, all addressed and checked against the guest list.
Very efficient, thank you. I'll get these in the post this evening.
Do you think they'll all say yes?
Of course they will. Nobody wants to miss the Manderley ball.
Oh, dear, all those people, it's very daunting.
You'll enjoy it, I'm sure. You won't have to do anything alarming. You'll just receive the guests, and there's nothing in that.
You make it sound very easy.
So it is.
Well, all these strangers, what on earth should I say to them?
They're not all strangers, Mrs. De Winter. Perhaps you'll give me a dance.
You shall have as many dances as you like. I shan't dance with anyone but you and Maxim.
Oh, but that wouldn't look right at all. People would be very offended. You must dance with those who ask you.
Dear Frank, you are so nice. Well, I so hope it'll be a success.
I'm sure it'll be a great success. You've got nothing to worry about.
Oh, but I have. I've got so much to live up to.
How do you mean?
Well, everyone tells me how brilliantly Rebecca organised these parties, how glittering they were, how perfect in every way.
Yes, but that's all in the past now.
Is it?
Yes, of course it is.
Well, Maxim's bound to think of it, though. He's bound to think how things used to be and how they are now.
We none of us want to bring back the past, Mrs. De Winter. Maxim least of all. And it's up to you, you know, to lead us away from it, not take us back there again.
Yes. Yes, you're quite right. I'm just being selfish.
Selfish?
Oh, a martyr to my own inferiority complex.
That's not being selfish. That's being foolish.
Well, thank you.
For what?
You've made me feel much happier. And I've got you for a friend, whatever happens, haven't I, Frank?
You have indeed.
Will you stay to tea?
No, thank you, but I'd better get these in the post. Bye.
Why not put those chairs in the library? There's plenty of room.
Well, Mrs. Danvers said to take them round the back now to be out of the way.
Oh, yes, of course. How silly of me. Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't forget the boxes, Robert. Costumes.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. Quite beautiful. Oh, this is like old times. The flowers are exquisite, my dear. Did you do them?
Well, no, Mrs.
They're
Danvers.
perfect.
I see you've got Mitchell's to do the catering.
As usual.
Damn good grub last time. First class.
How many people are staying?
Only you.
Oh, thank God for that. Do you remember the year before last? We were all packed in like sardines. It was frightful. There were even people sleeping in the bathroom.
Will you have some tea?
Oh, you know me. Never say no.
Oh, there'll be plenty to eat later. Come on, it's time to get ready.
Nonsense, Bee. It's only 5 o'clock.
But it'll take you at least 2 hours to paint your face.
Paint your face. Giles, what are you coming as?
Mustn't ask. Top secret.
Isn't this fun? I'm so glad you decided to do it again, Maxim.
You have her to thank for it.
Oh, not true. People kept asking about the Manderley ball.
Oh, don't pretend you're not excited. We can all see that you are.
Well, yes.
Of course you are. So am I. So's Bee. So's Maxim, though he'd never admit it. We're all excited. And quite right, too.
Handsome, madam, really handsome. Oh, what about under the left shoulder? Will that strap show? No, madam, nothing shows. Oh, Clarice, what will Mr. De Winter say? Who's there? You can't come in.
It's me, dear. Don't get alarmed. How far have you got? I want to look at you.
Oh, please don't come in, Beatrice. Go on down. Don't wait for me. I'll come down when I'm ready.
Well, don't be too long. We're all so intrigued.
Oh, Clarice. Oh, Clarice. Unlock the door. I'm going down. Run ahead and see if they're all there.
Yes, you look marvellous.
It's the same as last year.
Salam!
Oh, my God.
That's excellent.
Who's the lady? That's she, the family. That's she, the family.
Oh, you won't come down.
Go down, madam. Mr. De Winter and Major and Mrs. Lacey. Mr. Crawley's just arrived. They're all standing in the hall.
I can't think what she can be doing. She's been in the bedroom for the last 2 hours. What time is it, Frank?
Almost past.
Make the drummer announce me. Make him beat the drum, you know how they do. And then call out Miss Caroline De Winter. Right. I want to surprise them. Okay.
Miss Caroline De Winter.
How do you do, Mr. De Winter?
What in the hell do you think you're doing?
It's the picture, Maxim. I got the picture, that one. What is it? What have I done?
Go and change. It doesn't matter what you put on. Quickly, before anybody gets here. Quickly!
Didn't you hear what I said? Go and change!
Say the dress didn't fit. Say the shop sent the wrong dress. Oh, say anything.
Oh, Madam, your lovely dress, your lovely white dress.
It's all right, Clarice. It's not your fault.
What'll you wear instead, Madam?
I don't know.
Looked so beautiful, just like the picture.
There's nothing to cry about. Now, please leave me alone. I'll be all right.
Oh, Madam.
Please leave me. I'd rather be alone. Who is it?
My dear. Oh, my dear. You're all right. You look very pale. I'll get you a glass of water. Here you are. Now drink this. I know it must have been a terrible mistake. You couldn't possibly have known.
Known what?
Well, the dress, the picture you copied. Rebecca did the same at the last ball. Identical. The same dress, the same picture. As you stood there on the stairs, I thought for one ghastly moment it was...
I ought to have known. I ought to have guessed.
Well, guessed what? How could you? It's not your fault, my dear. It's just that it was such a shock, you see. And Maxim, he...
What? Maxim what?
Well, he thinks it was deliberate.
Oh, God.
Now, don't worry. There's nothing to worry about. He'll understand when he's calmed down. Now, the first lot of people have arrived. They're just having drinks, so we'll have to find something for you to wear. Now, let's see what you can put on. Oh, this blue. Yes, that looks charming. Put this on. Nobody'll mind. Quickly now, and I'll help you.
I'm not coming down.
Oh, but you must.
I can't face them.
Oh, well, nobody'll know. Nobody'll care. We'll say the shop sent the wrong dress.
It's not the dress. It's what I did, what happened.
I'll get Maxim alone for a minute, and I'll explain the whole thing to you.
No, you mustn't.
Oh, try to make the effort, please. I can't just say you've suddenly got a headache.
Why not? What does it matter? They're not my friends. They don't even know me.
Oh, think of Maxim. You must come down for his sake.
I can't.
Who is it?
It's me.
What do you want?
Maxim sent me up to find out what's going on.
She says she won't come down. What on earth are we going to say?
Oh, frightful mix-up.
You'd better tell him that she's feeling rather faint and she'll try and come down later. And tell him not to wait dinner.
Right, Joanna. Anything I can do to help?
No, I'll be down directly, Charles. Would you like a brandy? It's only Dutch courage, I know, but it sometimes works wonders.
No, thank you. I don't want anything.
I'll have to go down, I'm afraid. Are you sure it's all right for me to leave you?
Yes, thank you.
Oh, don't thank me. I only wish I could do something.
Please don't despise me.
Despise you? What an extraordinary thing to say.
Well, you wouldn't just give up, would you? You wouldn't hide away from everybody. If only I was more like you, Beatrice.
I had a cousin who won all sorts of medals in the Great War. And when somebody praised him for being so brave, he said, "Oh, I'm not brave, I enjoy fighting. It's the chaps who are scared to death who are the really brave ones." Oh, my God, what a sight I look. I think this damn veil's crooked. Oh, well, can't be helped.
There's one gone here, Bill.
Here's one of them spare ones. Huh? There. Looks good, don't it? Real pretty.
like some champagne?
Oh, no, Frank, really, I don't think I would.
I wish you would. I think you need it.
It's a jolly nice dress you're wearing. The rest of us look pretty damn silly.
I know your wife's truck never turned up on time. Damn shame, what? You should sue the shop for fraud. Same thing happened to me wife's sister once.
Yes, it was most unfortunate.
Tell you what you should do. You say you'll come with a forget-me-not. Jolly little flowers, forget-me-not, eh? Blue dress, blue flowers. Forget-me-not. Good idea.
Never mind.
Well, come and watch the pup.
Now, don't forget, you're dining with us on the 14th.
Oh, are we?
Yes, 8:30 black tie, and we're so looking forward to seeing you.
Oh, what fun. Thank you.
Pleasure. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Goodbye. Thank you so much.
Deadbeat. But what a tremendous success.
Was it?
Oh, tremendous. My dear, you look worn out. Hadn't you better go to bed? Where are the men?
Out there on the drive.
I shall have some coffee, I think, and some eggs and bacon. What about you?
No, Beatrice, I don't think I will, thank you.
You looked very charming in your blue. Everyone said so. And nobody had an inkling about the other thing, so you mustn't worry.
No.
I should have a long lie in bed tomorrow. Have your breakfast in bed. Don't attempt to get up.
Yes, perhaps.
I'll tell Maxim you've gone up, shall I?
Oh, yes, please, Beatrice.
All right. Sleep well.
You've done what you wanted, haven't you? Are you pleased? Are you happy?
Why did you ever come here? Nobody wanted you at Manderley.
You seem to forget that I love Mr. De Winter.
If you loved him, you'd never have married him. I thought I hated you, but I don't now. Seems to have spent itself, all the feeling I had.
Why should you hate me? What have I ever done that you should hate me?
You tried to take Mrs. De Winter's place.
It's not true. I gave no orders. I had nothing changed. I left everything to you. Well, it was no crime for us to marry. Haven't we as much right to be happy as anyone else?
Mr. De Winter's not happy. Any fool can see that. Look at his eyes. He's been in hell ever since she died.
We were happy when we were in France together.
No man denies himself on his honeymoon.
How dare you speak like that to me? How dare you? You made me wear that dress last night, didn't you? I should never have thought of it but for you. You did it because you wanted to hurt Mr. De Winter. You wanted to make him suffer. Well, hasn't he suffered enough?
What do I care for his suffering? He's never cared about mine. How do you think I've liked it? Watching you sit in her place, touch the things that were hers. What do you think it's meant to me to hear Frith and Robert and the rest of the servants talking about you as Mrs. De Winter? Mrs. De Winter is dead! My lady is dead! But he knows she sees him. He knows she comes by night and watches him. And she doesn't come kindly. Not she. Not my lady. She was never one to stand mute and still and be wronged. I had care of her as a child. Did you know that?
What's the use, Mrs. Danvers? I don't want to hear.
No one ever got the better of her. Never. Not even then. Not even when she was a child. She did what she liked. She lived as she liked. Oh, she had courage, too. All the courage and spirit of a boy. I remember her at 16 getting up on one of her father's horses, a big brute of an animal that the groom said was too hot for her to handle. She stuck him all right. I can see her now with her hair flying out behind her, slashing at him, drawing blood, digging the spurs into his sides. And when she got off his back, he was trembling all over, full of froth and blood. That'll teach him, won't it, Danny, she said, and walked off to wash her hands as cool as you please. And that's how she went at life when she grew up. I was with her. I saw her. She cared for nothing and for no one. And then when she was finally beaten, it wasn't a man and it wasn't a woman. Only the sea was strong enough for my lady. Only the sea.
Danvers. Oh, Mrs. Danvers, you're not well. Well, you ought to be in bed. Or go to your room.
Oh, leave me alone, can't you? What's it to you if I show my grief? I'm not ashamed of it. You talk of making him happy. You think you can take her place. You take my lady's place. Well, even the servants laughed when you came to Mandel, even the scullery maids. I wonder what Mr. De Winter thought when he got you back here after that happy honeymoon. I wonder what he thought when he saw you sitting at the dining room table for the first time, sitting in her place. I wonder what he thought.
That's enough, Mrs. Danvers. You better go to your room.
Go to my room. Go to my room. The mistress of the house thinks I better go to my room. You can't give orders in this house. You'll never get the better of her. She's still mistress here, even if she is dead. She's the real Mrs. De Winter, not you. It's you that's the shadow and the ghost. It's you that's forgotten and not wanted and pushed aside. Why don't you leave Manderley to her? Why don't you go? Why don't you go? Why don't you go? I mean, none of us want you here. He doesn't want you. He never did. He can't forget her. He wants to be alone in the house again with her. It's you who ought to be dead, not Mrs. De Winter. Look down there. Why don't you jump? It's a quick, kind way, not like drowning. Why don't you jump? Don't be afraid. I won't push you. Jump of your own accord. You're not happy. Mr. De Winter doesn't love you. Jump now and be done with it. It's a quick, kind way. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid. Jump!
What's that? What's happened?
It's the rockets. There must be a ship gone ashore in the bay. You better go down. Be careful of your hands when you have to shut the window. It's a good thing there's no sea running. There wouldn't have been much chance for them then. But on a day like this, there's no danger. When you see Mr. De Winter, madam, will you tell him it'll be quite all right if he wants to bring the men back from the ship? There'll be a hot meal ready for them at any time.
Yes, Mrs. Danvers.
Have you finished with the tray, madam?
Oh, yes, thank you, Robert.
You've not eaten all day, madam. Is there anything I can get you?
No, thank you. Well, have you seen Mr. De Winter at all?
Only very briefly, madam. He came back for some cigarettes and then went straight down to the beach again. Captain Searle is here waiting to see him.
Captain Searle?
The harbour master of Kerrith.
Oh, ask him to come in. Perhaps there's something I can do.
Very good, madam. Captain Searle, madam.
Mrs. De Winter, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Captain. What a dreadful thing to have happened.
Well, it could have been much worse. The men are all safe, thank God, and there are no serious injuries.
Well, what about the ship?
Badly holed. She'll not see Hamburg again.
Do sit down, won't you?
Thank you, Mrs. Winter. Hello, dogs.
I'm so sorry my husband's not here. Well, to tell you the truth, I don't know where he is. He's been in and out all day.
So I gather from Mr. Crawley.
Is there anything I can do?
Well, I'm not too sure. I don't want to cause you any distress, Mrs. De Winter. That's the last thing I'd want to do.
Distress? Well, what do you mean distress? What's happened?
I think I'd better wait until your husband gets back.
No, please tell me, please.
Yes, perhaps I should. We sent a diver down to inspect the damage. While he was down there, he came across the hull of a small sailing boat, lying on its side, quite intact, not broken up at all. He's a local man, of course, and he recognized the boat at once. It was the boat belonging to the late Mrs. De Winter.
I see. I see. Well, Captain Searle, must we tell my husband? Well, can't the boat be left there as it is? It's not doing any harm, is it?
There's a bit more to it than that, I'm afraid. The man had a look through one of the port lights. He got the fright of his life, Mrs. De Winter. There was a body on the cabin floor.
Oh, my God.
It was all dissolved, of course. There was no flesh on it, but it was a body, all right. He saw the head and the limbs. He came up to the surface and he reported it direct to me. So you see, I have no choice, Mrs. De Winter. I must tell your husband.
But I thought she was supposed to have been sailing alone.
Yes.
So there must have been someone with her then, after all.
That's what it looks like, yes.
Well, who could it have been?
I've no idea.
Well, surely somebody would have come forward. A relative, somebody.
Yes. It's all very strange.
Well, now what'll happen?
It'll have to be reported, I'm afraid. The press will be onto it, of course, though I can't see how we can avoid that. I'm very sorry.
If only we didn't have to tell Maxim. If only we could keep the whole thing from him.
I would if I could, Mrs. De Winter. But it's quite impossible. There's nothing I can do.
Captain Searle, they told me that you were here.
Mr. De Winter, I'm afraid
I wonder if you'd mind waiting in my study. I'd like a few words with my wife. I know what's happened. Frank Crawley told me.
Yes, of course. Mrs. De Winter.
I'm sorry. I'm so terribly, terribly sorry. Please say you've forgiven me.
Forgiven you? What is there to forgive?
Last night, the dress, you thought I did it on purpose.
That. I'd forgotten. There's nothing to forgive. Oh, my darling, if only this thing had never happened.
It doesn't matter what's happened. We're together, that's all that matters.
It never happened.
It doesn't matter what's happened. We're together, that's all that matters. Oh, Maxim, I love you so much.
No, you're wrong. It does matter. You don't understand. We're not meant for happiness, you and I.
How can you say that?
It's true. Rebecca has won.
No. No, please.
Her shadow is always between us. She knew she would win in the end.
No, please, Maxim, you mustn't say such things.
Searle told you about the boat?
Yes.
And he told you what they found in the cabin?
Yes.
Don't you know what that means?
It means she wasn't alone. It means There was somebody else in the boat with her.
No. Rebecca was alone.
She can't have been. Captain Searle said...
It's Rebecca's body lying on the cabin floor.
No, Maxim, no.
The woman they buried isn't Rebecca. It belongs to another woman. Unclaimed, belonging nowhere. There never was an accident. Rebecca wasn't drowned at all. I killed her. Now, can you look into my eyes and tell me that you love me?